Welcome, this is Solo People, and welcome to the round 23. Yes, 23 of the Qatar Grand Prix. There's only two races left, and we're going to talk about the qualifying. I'm going to bring in my Coke, he's my partner in crime. He's Master Toto Abba.
How's it going, Toto? Big up. Yeah, I can see you sign.
Yep.
See you sign a bit. So how's it going, Toto?
Yeah, it's going well.
Yeah,
It's going well. What can I say? It was a decent qualifying. Weren't really action packed. But I mean, it was an okay qualifying. Didn't really mind it. But look, how I'm doing well.
yeah, it's very good. We're nearly there now. Lando, towards the end, I don't know what he was doing there, but we will talk about it. It was a bit weird at the end of it, wasn't he? Couldn't just finish it off. Would have been a lot easier. But look, we know what Qatar's like. We know that it's not really the one for the overtake. We do like the track though. I think I do. It is a driver's track. A lot of drivers do like this track. But we need to just like Lando just needs to do all he's got to do tomorrow. These are the things he's got to do tomorrow. If he wins world. He's a world champion. He'll be crowned world champion. If Lando wins tomorrow, he'll be crowned world champion. If he comes third, he's still good. If he comes third in Abu Dhabi, still good. So it's in his hands. It's in his hands. So all he's got to do is get the job done. Come out tomorrow. Make sure he's had his Weetabix. Make sure he's had his water. He's hydrated. He's had his fruit, and he's ready to go. That's all he needs to do. It's all about preparation. What I know when he goes to bed at night now, he's probably going to be thinking his best start. He needs to nail this start. We know that he's been struggling through the season regarding his starts. I know the last few races has picked up, and hopefully tomorrow he has the best start of his life, because if he gets that good start tomorrow, he becomes world champion. But there you go. Over to you, Toto.
Yeah. What can I say? It was the championship at the moment. Lando's still got that. He's still blessed with that very, very big gap. That 20. It's not 25 points anymore. But he's still blessed with that gap, because all he's got to do towards the end of the season is finish third, and he will be champion. That's all he's got to do, finishing that top three.
Tomorrow he has to win to be world champion, but I know what you mean. The next two races, you mean, yeah?
Yeah, because Lando could win it this race.
Yeah, just win the race and he's won the championship.
No, anything can happen. It's Formula One. Piastri could get a DNF. It could be a blowout. It could be a spin. It could be a crash in turn one. If Piastri does go out, or Verstappen finishes quite low, and Lando wins, and then it could be curtains for the title. I think it's curtains now, because all Lando has to do is finish third, and he's won the whole thing. So
no, if he finishes third tomorrow, it goes to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I know, but all he's got to do is finish in that top three.
Yeah. But, yeah, of course. If all he's got to do with Max Verstappen, he's going to be out there. Mathematically, he's still in. But if Lando Norris outscores Max Verstappen by 1 point, Max Verstappen's automatically out of the championship. Let's face it, he's been at the championship since summer break, really. Since, say, September, he's really been at the championship. I know he's been clawing back the points, but it was too much of a gap, in my opinion. The only way that Max was going to catch the two McLaren boys had about 2 or 3 DNFs, and they didn't. They had 1 DNF, but that's it. And that's it, really. So, yeah, it's very simple tomorrow, really. He wins the race, he wins the championship. That's it. Very simple for me. And all he's got to do tomorrow for me, he needs to nail that start. So you could talk about the qualifying if you want to, Toto. I'm going to sort these links out. Go on, Toto.
Yeah. So Q1, nothing really happened in Q1, really. It was just drivers putting out stints. Don't really know investigation, penalties. Of course, there's one thing to highlight is that track limits was very, very a problem. Is that it was that same corner where the blue line usually is. Drivers, of course, if it's a fast flow track, highly aerodynamics, fast bends, fast turns, and when usually when you have fast bends in turns and a fast flowing track, your drivers tend to go more wider to get a better entry going into the corner. And some drivers were getting caught out in that one corner. I forgot what turn it was now, but it was that one.
It doesn't matter. I know what you mean, though.
That one corner where drivers would keep on getting caught out and going too wide on that blue line, which it caught out a lot of drivers, even Lando, because Lando was on the edge actually, not actually making qualifying, not going in the lap. I think he's one of the qualifying sessions that he actually didn't finish his second stint because of the first deleted lap. And weren't deleted lap, but he didn't finish his second stint because of the track limits and all that. And drivers were getting their time deleted for that. So that's the only thing I can mention. Throughout the whole, in general, really, the track limits is a problem here because it's a fast track, and you might see in the race a lot of penalties being given out for track limits. So Q1 it was Norris, Piastri, Russell, Verstappen, and Sainz.
Yeah.
I did say, and I think it was our prediction video that Sainz could do good here.
Yeah, you did.
He likes these kind of tracks.
Little twisty tracks, isn't it?
And he's good at managing. Of course, qualifying not about managing the tires, but he's good here. He's really good here. Q2 started to spice up a little bit. Russell was calling for a clear visor in Q2.
Yeah.
Because dust was all going everywhere around the track, and it was affecting the driver's visibility. Especially Russell was calling for a clear visor for Q3 to get it prepared for him. I mean.
Yeah.
Again, nothing much in Q2. Again, more track limits from other drivers on that same corner, going wide of the blue line. It was the final standings of Q2 was Piastri, Norris, Max, Russell, and Sainz. So it was basically similar standings to Q1. It was just moving.
Yeah.
It was the same drivers in that top 5, but Piastri finished ahead of Norris this time.
Yeah, and I think what I liked about it as well, that Russell in Q2, Russell got in between the McLaren boys and Max Verstappen, which I was really happy about. So you had Norris, Piastri, Russell, and Max. And I thought, yeah, that's going to be good, isn't it? Please take that into Q4 as well. But we'll carry on.
So Q3, of course, was on with Q2. Nothing really happened in this qualifying like major.
I didn't really do the notes. Look, I'm going to be honest. You know me, Toto. I'm the one for the notes, innit? You know, these qualifying. I tend not to do notes because with qualifying, it's very simple. Look, they come out, they do this times. The only time I ever put any notes in, if there's anything happens on the track, like if someone comes off or somebody impedes somebody or somebody's under investigation, then I will put my notes in. But if I'm just watching it go around and round and round, watching the cars, and then the same drivers are really getting the top times, there's no point to really put notes because you can remember that in your nugget. You get me? You can remember that. So I didn't really put any notes down.
Especially if it's not really an action-packed race or quali.
Yeah.
There's nothing really.
Race is different. I always do notes for the race, but qualifying, not so much now.
Yeah.
I kind of dial back on that. Go ahead, man.
Q3, first stint for Lando Norris. He put in a 1:19.495.
Mad.
Which again was a really good lap time. And McLaren stole the show, man. We said it at the start of the week. We both said it at the start of the weekend preview that the McLarens are going to steal the show. Of course, we thought Red Bull's going to get in there, especially Max. Max is up there, but again, not close enough to the McLaren.
Yeah, he's still having problems with the car.
Red Bull, yeah.
He said Norris did initially top the leaderboard though after the opening laps of Q3, as at the beginning. So we thought that Lando was going to do something, but I don't know what happened to Lando Norris at the end, bro. Regarding the what was it? Did they put him out too late or something? Or I know he went a bit fast and then he slowed down, then he had to recharge his battery or something. I don't understand the discombobulation between the driver and the engineer. Why would they do something like that? Oscar Piastri was fine. He went out and done his last lap. That might have cost Lando the race tomorrow because if Oscar Piastri gets in front, it's very hard to overtake at this track. I love this track here, but it is very hard to overtake it. And I know they've got 2 mandatory pit stops, which Pirelli mentioned a couple of hours ago. there was in 2 months it was going to one stopper or two stop. I think it's going to be a two stopper tomorrow, mandatory two stopper. So the only way what Lando can do is make a dive for the first turn, obviously, to try and get in front. And if he doesn't get in front, what he's going to do then is try and work his strategy around that to try and pass him through the pits.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he can do, unless he's got more race pace. What was the race pace like in the his race pace wasn't there in sprint quality race. So obviously, once you get in front and being in the air as well, you know, in the desert, the dirty air is definitely a factor. It's like Bahrain.
Yeah.
When you're following someone in Bahrain with all the dust and the wind everywhere, yeah, the dust. That's the dirty air. The dirty air, it means a lot here. So if you get him with the dirty air, you only can follow him for a couple laps and you're going to pull out again. That's why it's so essential that Lando Norris tomorrow gets that good start, because that will determine if he wins the World Championship tomorrow, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like with when he was behind Russell in the sprint race. You know, McLaren is by far the fastest car.
Yeah.
Red Bull second fastest, and Mercedes this weekend maybe third or fourth, because Aston Martin's up there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very hard to, especially with the fast flowing track as well. All that dirty air is going to be left on the racing line. It's very, very hard. That's why it's a high degradation track, and pit stops are going to be vital here. The undercut is going to be very, very strong.
Yeah.
That's what you got to look at for in the race, is the undercut, because you're not necessarily going to see a lot of overtake. It's a very narrow track, and it's designed for motorbikes, and of course dirty air from the car. Because if McLaren Lando Norris kind of can catch up Mercedes in the sprint race, you know, we don't know what's going to happen in the race, because Norris needs a good start in this one. Really needs a good start, and then if you can't get close to Piastri, maybe 3 or 4 laps, just hang back, save the tyres, because it's a high deg track.
Yeah,
and you need to be very good at managing tyres, because
definitely,
in my opinion, I think Lando's better than managing the tyres than Piastri, so that could play into his advantage. And I think Lando. I
would say I think he's got the edge on Piastri, especially this season.
Yeah, and Lando's more smoother than Piastri as well, which again, if you're smooth,
maybe.
I think his driving style, it makes him go longer on the tyres.
Smooth as well, but I think definitely, yeah, that's a toss-up. Who's a smoother driver, maybe, in my opinion. But I think that Lando Norris is definitely better on managing the tyres. Definitely been managing the tyres a lot better than Piastri the last few months. I've saw Lando Norris down and out in second place or third place, and then the last 10 laps he just turns it on, boom, and his speed just goes into a next gear and wins the race. I've seen him do that before. Done it when he was racing with against Max Verstappen, and he was in front of him for most of the race, and then all of a sudden he just turns it on and boom, bit like Lewis back in the day, the prime Lewis, when Lewis used to do that. You get me? But yeah, man, Lando Norris is I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him what he's doing. He's focused. I know he must be nervous, because look, people come out in the press conference, and obviously he's been media trained more. I think when he first come into Formula One, his media was okay, bit immature, but now you can see he's nailed it now. Regarding his media and his game face, when they talk to him in the media, you can see he goes, "Oh, okay, no problem. It's no bother. I got second. Race tomorrow," and that's it. You can see like he's more relaxed, but you know, obviously inside he's human, and he's going to be nervous, isn't it? But all he has to worry about tomorrow, there's only one thing he has to worry about tomorrow. One thing only: getting that good start. Because if he gets that good start and he gets into the first turn before Piastri, that's happy days. As long as obviously any engineering or anything, if the car blows up or something, yeah. But regarding that, yeah, if he gets in that first corner, he's going to be world champion. And hopefully the pit team can do good tomorrow, because if you could pit team versus pit team,
any delay in the pit
team versus go on.
Any delay in the pit is going to hamper him.
Exactly. That could just cost him, you know. So even if he's like an extra 1.5 second in the pit that he shouldn't be, so he goes in there, he gets a sub, he get 2.0, good. He goes in there, he get a 3.0, that could cost him, you know, 1 second. So it needs the pit team needs to be ready. I'm sure that the pit team is going to be training them ready and getting their Weetabix, eating the right food, getting ready for tomorrow, because they need to be on it tomorrow, because we could have a world champion tomorrow. Imagine that, Lando Norris world champion. People said they want to see it in Abu Dhabi. I don't care. I just want to see it now, as soon as possible. I don't want to leave it to Abu Dhabi. You know what happened in Abu Dhabi 2021 when they screwed Lewis, the FIA, and everybody else. they took the title away for Lewis. For me, Lewis is an 8-time world champion. But you don't know what happens in Abu Dhabi. Something could happen, innit? The two McLarens might be fighting and, they might take each other out. Max might come in and take it, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. But, man, I just want Lando Norris. I want Lando Norris to win that world title so bad for the UK as well. He's a Brit, man. He's, we'll just fly that flag for the UK tomorrow because there's a lot of crap in the world today now, innit? The world's rubbish. The Europe, everybody, everywhere is rubbish. A horrible place now. And then we need a beacon of light. You get me? And see Lando Norris. Remember when Lando Norris first coming to Formula One? He was that geek, which I love geeks, by the way. He was that geek. He was on Twitch. He used to stream games. You remember? And he used to play the games. And he used to have his sim. He used to go into his house. He had his little flat in, I think it was Romford, somewhere like that. And Beckford or one of them places. He had his flat there and he had his little sim and that. And look at him now, he could be world champion. Formula One world champion, man.
Yeah.
I'll be proud of him. I really want him to get it now, tomorrow. It'll be another Brit with a world champion. More Brits have won the world title than any other country by far. And man, it's going to be cool, man. It's going to be cool, Toto. I just want him to just hold his nerve and get now that first corner.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good race. I think if he has a bad start, he will be in trouble. Because he don't.
As long as he gets in the top 3,
he can't afford to finish outside the top 3, man. Because that's definitely going to go down to Abu Dhabi. Look, it's gonna be a close race. I mean, just a round of qualifying 3, really. Science got investigated for a sticker off the garage floor.
How many times has Science been investigated?
I know. I think Science might have watch out for Science, because I think Science might have a decent weekend. Plus Alonso as well. Science and Alonso, the two Spaniards, I've been having a very, very good weekend. And you might be surprised. You might see one of them on a podium or top 4. Depends how, because you know how good Science is at managing the tyres, and Alonso's good at managing the tyres as well. So that could come into play.
Yeah, let's talk about Lewis. Look, we're going to talk about Lewis again. Going out in Q1 again. I'm not sure if he's just trolling everybody at this point, He actually said in the press conference that the car felt good before qualifying. I'm not sure if he's just, I've got this feeling that he's trolling. You know what I'm saying? That he's trolling, and he probably thinks, you know what? The cars is a bag of nails. He can't drive it and if people are saying he's lost it, he hasn't lost it because Chelsea's struggling as well. So that puts that to bed, that people think he's out of it. Lewis Hamilton is still the same Lewis Hamilton. Nothing's changed. He just got a horrendous car that he can't drive. That's all it is. It's very simple. It's very, very, very simple. He's got a car that he can't drive, and that's it. It's very simple. Now, I'm watching Lewis, right? I think he's like, when you just accept something that something's crap, and you just got to make a joke out of it. You know the car's finished. It's coming to the end of the season. You just want this season to finish. He's already vented. He's already told people that it's the worst car in history. It's the worst car he's ever drove. We get it. And now he's at this point now where he's just trolling people. For him to say in the press conference that the car felt good before qualifying, for me, he's trolling. And I think it's funny, by the way. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
He's trolling, man. He's trolling. Come on. Do me a favor. He's trolling.
Look, regarding Lewis anyway, when I'm not the biggest fan of Carew.
Oh God!
But when Carew did the sky pad on Lewis, even he said that. You can see it for your own eyes. That how smooth Lewis is, how he's making minimal mistakes, and even Carew said
he's jumping on the bandwagon now.
And I'm just saying what he says. Yeah, he did say that. I forgot what he said. Yeah, he did say that it is the car. It is all about the car, because with Lewis, when he drives, he makes minimal mistakes. His lines are good. He did miss 1 or 2 apexes, but the rest of the lap was fine. It was stable. The car looked stable. But I think performance-wise, there's no enough power in the car, and the performance levels are not up to scratch, because Hamilton is driving the car very, very well. hitting the apexes really, really well, even though I think he missed like 1 or 2 apexes. But most of the time he drives that car very, very well. It's just his performance.
You know where Ferrari are losing speed? The high speed corners. The car can't handle it. When it comes to the high speed corners, the very high speed corners where your neck just does that. You know this. They're losing pace, the speed there, because that's why during qualifying and during the sprint qualifying, which was yesterday, Charles kept spinning. The majority of the drivers through the weekend in practice were spinning in the high speed corners. But the difference between Ferrari and the other teams is Ferrari, as the other teams have dialed it in. They've worked it out. They've done the setup. They've corrected it, and they're not spinning in the high speed corners anymore. The only two drivers that are spinning in the high speed corners are Lewis and Charles, and that goes back to the Ferrari issue. Do they understand what they really want for the car? When did they stop developing the car? Why is Hamilton failing to get out of Q1 and SQ1? Why is this a factor? Why is Hamilton hasn't just woke up one day and said, I forgot how to drive.
Yeah.
And like I said, they can't just blame on Lewis. It's happening to Charles as well. Charles has spun more than anyone this weekend at this track in the high-speed corners. Charles was in an interview after the race today, the qualifying and the sprint qualifying, and he said, I can't take the high-speed corners. Every time he gets to the high-speed corners, there's no grip on the car. So Lewis has changed his wing during sprint qualifying. He changed his rear wing. He went back to the old concept. That didn't work. Charles stayed with the new concept. Still didn't work. The car is horrendous to drive. So people can't just blame Lewis. Charles hates it as well. Charles said in the interview not long ago, half an hour ago, he said that Lewis is right. The car is nearly undrivable. And that's it. There's only so much they can say in interviews where they can say, oh, this and that. They're just saying the car's horrendous. And hopefully next season, this debacle will end. Hopefully next season they've nailed the new regulations. Only they know. And when Lewis comes out next season, he can try and win a 9th world title. You know, that's all he can do. And it's a shame because I believe if Lewis Hamilton would have won that title in 2021, for me, he did. He got robbed. They admit it. They robbed him. I believe he would have retired by now. I think Lewis would have retired by now. Or maybe he wouldn't have. I don't know. But let's see what happens. But it's a shame for Lewis, and it's a shame for Charles as well, because I like Charles. He's a good driver. I like him. And Charles has been there for most of his career. Charles has been there nearly a decade now, isn't it? He's coming into a decade. He's been with Ferrari, and he still hasn't won a world title with Ferrari. So how long does Ferrari's patience last, Toto? How long does Charles's patience last with Ferrari? Because I'm sure Charles won't have a problem joining one of the bigger teams. Maybe Aston Martin. Heard he was linked to Aston Martin, Charles Leclerc. So there's so many teams that he could probably go for, because there's only so much you can take in it. He's been at Ferrari. What's going to do? Stay at Ferrari and don't win nothing all his F1 career. He wants to win a world title. And if he sees when next season starts, if he sees that car is crap, he's going to leave Ferrari. Ferrari will be in trouble, because there's no way Lewis is going to hang around, and there's no way Charles is going to hang around. If there's any spots at Aston Martin, if there's any spots at and Red Bull, maybe, I reckon Charles will leave. Charles won't stay there, because Charles wants to win a world title. Lando Norris is won a world title. He might win a world title. Charles has been there longer than Lando Norris.
Yeah.
You think he's not looking at Lando Norris and thinking to himself, hold on, he's been there not, for a cup of coffee. I've been there for a decade. I ain't won no world title. You get me? So he's got to start thinking the Ferrari needs to sort it out. They need to sort it out. All eyes are going to be on Ferrari next season. Go ahead, Zelda.
I reckon that if Leclerc joins Aston Martin, I don't really blame him, because I'll do the same.
Yeah.
If that concept is not good for next year, God knows what's going to happen with all these regulations.
Cut out Ferrari.
Yeah, of course.
Lewis will leave. Lewis will just Lewis will probably retire, or he'll probably go. You know what? You know the team I wanted Lewis to go before he retired. I'd love him to go to McLaren, where he started his career. Just do one season at McLaren. Yeah, you know, one of them ones.
Yeah.
One season at McLaren and just sail off into the sunset. That would be a great finish. That would be a great finish, in my opinion.
Yeah. Look, if Leclerc draws Aston Martin, he'll do very, very good there. They got Adrian Newey there, and we know how good Adrian Newey was at Red Bull in terms of aerodynamics. When I got rid of Adrian Newey in that certain season, where I didn't really let him in the aerodynamics, he was just standing there as like basically a fan, you know. They dropped off a bit, and that just shows how vital Adrian Newey is, and if he's probably the best for designing aerodynamics. You know,
he's the best of all time.
He's the goat at it.
Yeah.
You know, so him joining Aston Martin as a team principal, we don't know if someone else is going to be there. Maybe technical director. Maybe
I think Horner. Horner's going to go there either. But that's another day we could talk about.
But again, that's news and rumors, isn't it? But Adrian Newey is going to do very, very good at Aston Martin. Aston Martin looks good now. They're getting way better as a car, and I think next season they're definitely going to be ones to watch. Ferrari, I'm not so sure, man. I don't know what it is. I just got this sinking feeling about the Ferrari.
That they're going to be good.
No, I think they might be good for next season. I think I always believe that there's a reason why Lewis went there. There's a reason. I don't think he would purposely go and downgrade and not look at the bigger project Ferrari. That's what I believe, and that's what it's in my opinion anyway. It's probably not even true, but again, I can speculate in it. Yeah, but that Ferrari car needs to be good next season, or you might see Lewis Hamilton retire. You know, that Mercedes car is looking all right now, looking way more competitive compared to the Ferrari. You see Russell up there outperforming the car. That could have been Lewis. You know. But again, Mercedes only offered him a year contract, and you know, a year contract for someone who stayed there for that long and won you how many titles? You know, I know it's a team game. It's not just Lewis, but come on, he was the main anchor on why you won so many titles.
Exactly.
You won race after race. Of course, you have Valtteri Bottas there. Of course, you have Rosberg there as well. But Lewis Hamilton's a legend at that team. He's a Mercedes legend. And
would you like him to go back to Mercedes?
Oh yeah,
I would like him to go back to McLaren, because it's where he started and won his first world title.
I'm not sure though about McLaren, because they're already settled with two drivers. Maybe in the future, if he does retire and come back, doing Alonso, where he did.
If he does leave, he's not coming back. Lewis always said that. Yeah. This is why he's not leaving. Yeah, when Alonso left, Alonso was in his 30s.
Yeah,
but Lewis is in his 40s now, so I think Lewis will probably. Lewis always said if he leaves, that's it for him. He won't come back. So I think Lewis is going to see how the new regulations plan out and see where Ferrari is. But I just can't see Lewis retiring until he wins that next title.
Yeah,
he needs to be in that car. He needs to be in a competitive car. It needs to be. And you know what? Crafty, big up to Crafty, man. Crafty said people need to remind Lewis that he's still the greatest of all time. No, Crafty said he believes that Lewis is the greatest driver of all time, right? And he said maybe I need to go there and speak to him and tell him and remind him that he's still the greatest of all time, that he's the best driver on the grid at the moment. Because that's probably all he needs in it. Maybe just needs an arm around him to say, you know what, Lewis, we know the car's crap, yeah. We know the car's crap, but when the new regulations kick in next season, maybe you're gonna get some good news. Because questions needs to be asked about Ferrari, in my opinion, Toto, because their car. You remember they went all in this season for this car, you know.
Yeah.
Lewis was supposed to win the title this year. They went all in. They didn't do like the other teams, and they thought about next year. They went all in on this car, and it's worse than last year's car. Last year's car was good. It was all right last year. They was getting Leclerc won a couple of races. He was getting pole and that. It was a good car, but this car this year is horrendous.
Yeah.
And you would think all that money that team's got and all the resources, yeah, and they still can't get it right. It's just it's a shambles, man. And the difference and the reason why people talk about Michael Schumacher that when he went to Ferrari, he went there and he won everything. Yeah, because the reason why Michael Schumacher won everything is because when he went there, he picked his own team. And the team he picked was Ross Brawn. Yeah. He picked, he had all the British engineers. He had Ross Brawn. What was the one he went? That French guy, I forgot his name now. But he had the best engineers. He didn't go all Italian like he did, like a lot of other drivers do. He had some British engineers in there as well. Ross Brawn is a king, a Formula One of the kings. You get me? And that's why you won it. You need the team.
Won it with Braun as well.
Yeah, exactly. Won it with Braun. Exactly, Ross Brawn. He's done it with Braun to get it. The Braun.
Yeah.
So he's a legend in Formula One, and that's why Michael Schumacher won all them titles, because he had the right engineers around him. You get me? Vettel said he was in an interview, I think it was yesterday, and he was speaking to Formula One. He was talking to him. He goes, "My advice to Lewis, when he found out Lewis was going to Ferrari, he said to Lewis, there's only one thing you got to do when you go to Ferrari: learn the language. Learn the language. It's so essential to learn the language when you go to Ferrari. Learn the language." So I'm not sure how good Lewis's language is at the moment. I don't know. But look, at the end of the day, right, I still believe that Bono should have went with him.
Yeah.
For me, that was the biggest mistake. I think Bono should have went with him. You know what I mean? People, oh, yeah, go on, mates. Yeah. Bono, good mates and that, brothers. Why didn't you go with him then?
Yeah.
Why didn't you go with Lewis Hamilton? You get me? Should have went with him, man. That's just my opinion. But that's it, man. At the end of the day, we'll do the final qualifying. You want to wrap up for the qualifying, put the results up if you want to. I'm going to wrap up and we'll talk about it. And that's it then. And we'll, because we've got the race tomorrow, so I don't want to really talk too much. It's got the results on here. Here we go. I'll put them up on the screen, bro. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I got it here. So we put the final results, and that's it on the screen. And there you go. There's the results. So you got Oscar Piastri with the pole. Second, Lando Norris. Third, Max Verstappen. Fourth, George Russell. Fifth place, Kimi Antonelli. Sixth place, Isaac Hadjar. Carlos Sainz in seventh. Eighth, Fernando Alonso. Ninth, Pierre Gasly. 10th, Charles Leclerc. 11th, Nico Hülkenberg. 12th, Liam Lawson. 13th, Oliver Bierman. 14th, Gabriel Balotelli. 15th, Alexander Albon. 16th, Yuki Tsunoda. 17th, Esteban Ocon. 18th, Lewis Hamilton. 19th, Lance Stroll. And Franco Colapinto at the back. And that's it, man. So we're going to be back tomorrow live after the race. The race is going to be on about 7 o'clock, I think. On about 7, 8 o'clock. We're going to do a live review. I can see people watching. So if you want to like the video, remember we'll stream on 2 channels on here. And because it's like the racing channel as well. So yeah, man, Toto. That's it, Toto. That's all we do, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think to round it off, prediction for tomorrow, I'm going to go with Lando win, because I think he's very, very going to excel in time managing. And he kind of likes it here, Lando.
I don't time managing, Matt. Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
So I think Lando win.
Yeah.
Piastri second. I'm going to go with a Carlos Sainz third and Fernando Alonso fourth.
Fair enough. I'm going to go with Lando win. I think he's going to get that start at the beginning. I think he's going to get a good start. And he's just going to launch his car into right in that gap. And I think he's going to take Piastri at the beginning. Piastri's he's too confident in my... he's too confident for me. He thinks, oh, yeah, I'll get the start. I'm at the front clean air. Don't always work that way, man. Don't always work that way.
Yeah.
So I think Max Verstappen might have something to say about it as well. He might have something to say about it. But I think that Lando's going to get the win. And I think second place is going to be Max. And I think third is going to be Piastri. Nah. 1 and 2 McLaren we're talking about. It's going to be Norris, Piastri, and Russell. Max is going to get fourth. He's going to get frustrated with the car. It's crap in the dirty air. It's crap in race trim. Nah. I think Max is going to get fourth. He's going to be first, Norris, second Piastri, third Russell, fourth Max. And that's it.
I'm going, yeah. I strongly reckon, I know I said this, that Sainz might get on the podium.
Fair enough.
and I think Alonso's going to be up there as well.
I'm hard sight.
I think Alonso's going to be up there as well. So
Not for a podium, though.
it could be. I think.
Nah.
I
That's what you think. Okay.
like, I reckon because
I'd love him to get. You know, I love Alonso, but
yeah, they're really good at managing tyres in it. So I
fair
reckon.
enough. Okay, I got you. So that's it, man. See that, guys. Big up to the man, then big up to the woman. Then see that, guys. Back tomorrow. The race review straight after the race. Big up. See that, Toto.
Big up.
Good evening.